Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today's lead code question is median of two sorted arrays. The difficulty level of this question is hard. The question states that there are two sorted arrays nums1 and nums2 of size m and n respectively. Find the median of two sorted arrays. The overall runtime complexity should be order of log m plus n. You may assume nums1 and nums2 cannot be both empty. So as we know that median is the middle element in the sorted array. So in example 1, the contents of nums1 is 1, 3 and the contents of nums2 is 2. So when we combine both the arrays and arrange in a sorted order, we get 1, 2, 3. So the middle element is 2, therefore the median is 2. Let's consider the second example where the contents of nums1 is 1, 2 and the contents of nums2 is 3, 4. After combining both the arrays, we get the sorted contents as 1, 2, 3, 4. Since the number of elements is even, therefore, we consider the middle two elements and find the mean of those. That is, the median is the mean of or the average of 2 and 3, which is 2.5. So now let's begin with the approach to solve this particular problem. Consider two sorted arrays nums1 and nums2 which contains 135 and 246 respectively. When we combine both these arrays, that is, when we combine 135 with 246, then a resultant sorted array looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since the length of the resultant array is even, therefore, we consider the middle two elements in order to find the median. That is, the value of median is the average of 3 and 4, which is 3.5. Before moving further, let us declare few variables called mid1, mid2 and median and initialize all of them to 0. Let us also create two heaps called max heap and min heap. So our approach is as follows. First, we insert the elements of nums1 into the max heap and min heap in accordance with the following algorithm. So, in this algorithm, we traverse the array nums1 from I is equal to 0 to nums1 dot size and then perform the following operations. We will get familiar with the operations as we move further with the example. So initially I points to 0th location or I points to the element 1. So we enter the first if condition and update the values of mid1 and median to 1 and then insert nums1 of I to the max heap and then increment I. So now I points to the second location or the value 3. So now we enter the else condition where we update the value of mid2 as nums1 of I and then insert nums1 of I to min heap and again increment the value of I. Now I points to the third memory location or the value 5. So now we directly insert the value 5 or the value nums1 of I to min heap. Since our array nums1 is finished here, therefore we make use of another algorithm to insert the values of nums2 into the max heap and min heap. So in this algorithm, we again traverse the array nums2 from I is equal to 0 to nums2 dot size. And the first if condition states that if I is equal to 0 and nums1 of size is equal to 0. Since nums1 dot size was not 0, therefore we move further and check whether nums2 of I, that is 2, is greater than mid1 and yes, it is greater. Therefore we insert the value 2 or nums2 of I into min heap. So now the contents of max heap are 1 and the contents of min heap are 2, 3 and 5. And then we check whether the absolute difference of the sizes of min heap and max heap exceeds 1. Since it does, then we check whether the size of max heap is greater or min heap is greater. In our case, the size of max heap is smaller than min heap. Therefore, we enter the else condition and insert the value min heap dot front, that is 2 to the max heap. So we insert 2 to max heap and then pop 2 from min heap. So now we have the value of mid 1 as 2 and the value of mid 2 as 3, and I increments to next location. So now I points to the value 4 or second memory location of nums2. Here we again check that nums2 of I is greater than mid 1, that is the value 4 is greater than 2. Therefore again we insert nums2 to min heap. And now again we check whether the absolute difference of sizes of min heap and max heap exceeds 1. In this case it does not, therefore we again increment I. Now I points to the third memory location or the value 6. Now we again check whether 6 is greater than 2, which is the value of mid 1, and then we insert the value 6 into nums2, in min heap. Now again we check whether the absolute differences of sizes of min heap and max heap exceeds 1, and since it does, then we check whether the size of max heap was greater or min heap. In our case the size of min heap is greater than max heap. Therefore we insert the value 3 or min heap dot front into the max heap and then pop the min heap dot front value, which is 3, from min heap. And then the contents of max heap are 3, 1, 2, and the contents of min heap are 4, 5, 6. So the updated values of mid 1 and mid 2 are now 3 and 4. Since we have completely traversed the array nums2, therefore now we can find the median using the values mid 1 and mid 2. For that, we can make use of another algorithm which checks whether the absolute differences in the size of max heap and min heap is 1. That is, we have min heap and max heap of two different sizes in which the size of one varies by other by 1. So here the sizes of both the heaps are equal, therefore we enter the else condition and calculate the median as 3 plus 4, which were the value of mid 1 and mid 2. So we get the value of median as 3.5. So we update the value of median and return median. So finally we can begin with the code. Initially we declare three variables called mid1, mid2 and median and initialize all of them to 0. We also create two heaps, namely max heap and min heap. In order to use the functions of SQL libraries of heap data type, we can create two vectors of type int. Then we begin with the traversal of a first array, which is nums1. And during the traversal, first we check whether I points to 0. If so, we update the values of mid1 and median to nums1 and then push the value nums1 of I to a vector and then call the makeHeap function. Then we check whether if I points to 1, that is I points to the second memory location of nums1 array. Then we update the values of mid2 as nums1 of I. And then we push the element nums1 of I to min heap and call the makeHeap function to create a min heap. As the C++ STL library provides defaultly max heap but does not provide min heap, therefore we need to use this greater function as the third argument in the make heap function in order to create the min heap. After the if else condition, we can directly insert a value into the min heap. For that, we can first insert a value into the vector min heap and then call the push heap function, which directly pushes the element into a newly created heap. And then we need to check whether the absolute difference of the sizes of min heap and max heap exceeds 1. If the difference in sizes exceeds 1, then we check whether if max heap size is greater than min heap. If so, we push the element into a min heap. The element which we push into the min heap is the front of max heap. And then we pop the max heap dot front from max heap. For that we can use the pop heap function. And then pop back the element from a vector max heap. In case the size of max heap is not greater than size of min heap, then we enter an else condition where we push the element min heap dot front into a max heap. And then we call the function make heap. We call the function push heap. And then we pop the element min heap dot front from min heap. And finally, we update the values of mid1 and mid2 as the front element of max heap and min heap respectively. So we are done with our first traversal, that is the traversal of nums1 array. So now we can begin with the traversal of the second array, which is known as nums2. And first we insert an if condition where we check whether I points to 0 or first location, and the size of nums1 was 1. Sorry, the size of nums1 is 0. That is, the first array nums1 is empty and I points to the 0th location. Then we update the values of mid1 and median as nums2 of I. And we also push the element nums2 of I into a max heap. And after the if condition, we check whether the value nums2 of I is greater than mid1. If the value is greater than mid1, then we directly push the element into a min heap. Or else we push it into a max heap. And after this, we check whether the absolute difference of the sizes of min heap and max heap exceeds 1. If so, then we perform the similar operations which we have already performed for traversing the nums1 array. So we can copy down this code and paste it here. So we are done with a second traversal as well. And finally, we can find the median. Here we check whether the absolute difference of sizes of min heap and max heap is equal to 1. That is, either the min heap contains one element extra than the max heap or vice versa. In that case, we check whether if max heap size is greater than min heap. If the size of max heap is greater, then we update the value of median as mid2, which is the front element of max heap. Else the value of median is mid1. And if the differences in the size of max heap and min heap is not equal to 1, then we calculate the median as the average of mid1 plus mid2. As we have seen in the explanation part, then if the size of the resultant combined array is even, then we calculate the median as the average of middle two elements. That's why the value of median is mid1 plus mid2 divided by 2. And now finally we can return the median. So we are done with the code, and now we can run the code. Since the code runs fine, we can proceed further and submit it. So after submitting the code, we got runtime error due to a silly mistake, which is while traversing the second array, which is nums2, in the else case, we push min heap dot front instead of nums2 of I. So we can make these changes and again submit our code. So this time a code got accepted successfully. If you found this video helpful, do hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more such upcoming videos. Thank you.